my favorite movie for every month of the year. I think this is a new video that hasn't ever been done before, and I think that's pretty cool. So basically, it's my favorite movie taking place in every month, and we're not going by release date. Strictly, like, taking place. Like, we're for sure, that it takes place in that month. I think a lot of this video will be clips, heavy video, because as you can see, I only have a shark and a couple action figures. So starting off with January, there's a YouTube channel called A Bit of Everything. And he's most well known for his MCU timeline breakdowns. Now, I was on another website that said X-Men Days of Future Past was in January, but there was nothing to back it up. But I figured, oh, maybe this guy knows. And he actually made a spreadsheet that he linked in the description of a video that shows the time of all the movies. And as you can see here, X-Men Days of Future Past is in fact January. Next up for February is Groundhog Day. Now, as I'm recording this, it is actually Groundhog Day, which is pretty cool. But I just think this is a really cool movie. It basically invented a new genre of just these time loop movies, which is really cool. Because without this movie, there would be no Edge of Tomorrow, there wouldn't be Happy Death Day, there wouldn't be Source Code, there wouldn't be a million other movies like this. But really, I watched Happy Death Day, Source Code, and Edge of Tomorrow before I saw this, and this really was the movie that did it perfectly. What movie did the Groundhog Day plot the best? Groundhog Day. It's just so great in how it does it. I love it. And as you can see, it's literally in the title of the movie. It's Groundhog Day, February. Next up, we have March, which I thought was going to be a lot harder, but I was pleasantly surprised. Did you guys know that A Nightmare on Elm Street takes place in March? I didn't know that. That's really cool, though. That makes my life a lot easier. Because there's nothing else. I would have to watch, the crappy Leprechaun movies. But yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street for March. Easy win. The events of the first Nightmare on Elm Street take place in March. And April was actually shockingly easy too. But don't worry, it gets trickier. But April was actually surprisingly easy because Cloverfield actually takes place in April, and I love that movie. I didn't know it takes place in April. Maybe it says it on the camera somewhere. But that's very nice. That's very nice for me. Great movie if you haven't seen it. I should add that to the recommendations list. Yeah, here it is, April 27th, 2008. Alright, for May, we have two options. Iron Man 1 or The Incredibles. So I think I'm gonna have to go with Iron Man 1 with this, but also The Incredibles is a great movie. I'm gonna go Iron Man 1 though. They both take place in May. And yeah, this is May. In The Incredibles, it takes place from May to October. And Iron Man 1, we even have an exact date, May 4th. So June, I actually had a really tough time with. But I eventually landed on this little-known movie. I should also add to the recommendations list. It's Escape from Alcatraz. It's a pretty cool movie. It's about when 3 people escape from Alcatraz, and you see all the whole plan and stuff. It's pretty good. It's not that nothing takes place in June, it's just nothing's confirmed to take place in June. no filmmaker is gonna be like, oh yeah, this is June 28th. Like, apparently the Iron Man is like, yeah, we gotta be specific with that one, but like, it's so confusing because, oh yeah, we can have Cloverfield set on a specific day in April, but then in June, which is like the summer where you'd expect every movie to be, nothing. You can't find it. Nothing. So, Escape from Alcatraz is my choice for June. And we can just source this directly from real life, which is awesome. We have an exact date, June 11th. Alright, now for July. Forrest Gump. I love you. Great movie. It's Jaws. It's 100% Jaws. I'm sorry, Forrest Gump and all of its fans. Jaws is one of my favorite movies ever. So, I mean, it has to be. It has to be. It has to be. I love Jaws so much. It's a yearly watch every July or so, or June, or August sometimes. It's a perfect summer movie. I love it. Damn near perfect movie. It's great. And what's nice about it is that it gives us a direct date. It says right there, it says in a famous quote, there'll be blood on our hands on the 4th of July. And, I mean, yeah, it's right there. Oh, I meant to say panic on our hands on the 4th of July. Whoops. And there you go, right there. Okay, so next we have August, and this was honestly the hardest one, and you would think it would be March or April, or like January. But January was admittedly pretty tough, but it was August that was the hardest for me to find a movie, and I would say The Outsiders. It's a reach, yeah, because there's no confirmed date, but it just makes logical sense. I don't know where you are watching this video, but Oklahoma goes back in August, not September. So, I mean, I guess, because school is happening, ongoing, like when the book/movie happens. So, technically, yeah, it could be August, or it could be September, though. There is Who Framed Roger Rabbit also takes place in August. I've seen it, but I don't really remember what happens in it. But that's also August, if you want to count that. I was as you can see, I was struggling because, wow, we're down to a movie I watched when I was like 6. All right, September. Even this guy online is saying late August to early September, so I don't know. It's a stretch. So September was surprisingly easy. I was, from the beginning of thinking of this video, I was like, the hardest months are gonna be like March, April, and like September, and they were the easiest. Well, July was the easiest, and well, kind of November. I'll get into that. The September, it's like really late, man. Uh, September is so I had 3 movies. One of them was Fellowship of the Ring, and one of them is I Am Legend. Now, this is kind of a controversial thing, but to maybe some people, because people love the Lord of the Rings movies. But I actually chose the first Saw. I watched it just for this video. I loved it. It's really really good, guys. It's like really good. It's I mean, I knew it was good, but I didn't know it was awesome like that. That was great. Should I watch the sequels? I don't know. Um, yeah, I chose that for the September movie slot. Sorry, Will Smith, and I'm sorry, Frodo, but you could not survive the bathroom trap. Imagine Frodo and Will Smith in the bathroom trap. That would be crazy. But yeah, my September pick is Saw. So the reason I picked this, blink and you'll miss it. Uh, just for like a brief second, I'm not even sure where in the movie this is, but you can see on the phone, it's the day before 9/11. Dr. Gordon is in for a shock. He's not having a good week. That's kind of a weird thing to include in your movie. Alright, so October. Now, yeah, it's totally Halloween. It's gotta be Halloween, right? Right? It's Halloween, right? No, it's not. Halloween. I would say Halloween just cause it's the Halloween month. But no, my pick for October isn't even a horror movie. Um, so this isn't my pick. Avengers Endgame takes place in October, and I'd like to at least mention that. But my pick is actually Back to the Future because it takes place in October, and it's a better movie than Halloween. I'm sorry, and it's a better movie than Endgame. I'm sorry. Back to the Future is like it's got to be one of the greatest movies ever. So I am picking that for my October movie, surprisingly over any horror movie, and technically the whole trilogy because it takes place in like a week, right? So yeah, it's Back to the Future. I mean, I wasn't gonna count it twice, but technically it also qualifies for November. All right, November. Now, this is not my pick, but I would like to at least mention the Thanksgiving horror movie, um, directed by Eli Roth. It's actually a really good movie, um, but that's not my pick. I would just like to mention it. Um, it's really hard to say. It's like really close, guys. It might not be Spider-Man. It might not be Spider-Man. Because I think I might have found something better than Spider-Man. Am I growing up? Is it. Let's not get into that. Okay, Spider-Man famously has a scene at Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'll show it in a minute. But Prisoners is a fantastic movie. It's so good. And it might just be a better movie. It might be a better movie. As much as I am a Spider-Man fan, I'm also a fan of good at writing, acting, storytelling, and it's everything you want in a movie plus more. You might say, oh, The Glaze is crazy. Just shut up and watch the movie. Like, watch the movie first before you say, oh, The Glaze is crazy. But they both have scenes at Thanksgiving. I mean, Spider-Man, Thanksgiving it doesn't really affect the plot that much. But the whole movie of Prisoners happens because of the Thanksgiving scene. So, I have to say, Prisoners. I gotta. And I already explained this, but there you go. Thanksgiving's in the title. Thanksgiving scene. Thanksgiving scene. Okay, we can be done with this. And finally, for December, No, it's not Home Alone. No, it's not. It's not. It's a Wonderful Life. It's not Elf. It's not any of those. It's everybody's unanimous favorite Christmas movie, Die Hard. I'm not joking. Die Hard is actually my favorite Christmas movie. It's actually like, I don't know. You don't even need to explain why Die Hard is like fantastic. Um, yeah, it's the best December movie. Um, I mean, I pretty much knew as soon as I thought of the video. Okay, November is gonna be a toss up between Spider-Man and Prisoners. July is gonna be Jaws, and December is gonna be Die Hard probably, and it is. So there you go. I'm gonna go to bed or something. I'm tired. Um, I I want to see somebody make another video like this because I think I'm the first one to ever make this video. And if I'm wrong, correct me. Leave a link in the comments, I guess. And I want to see somebody else's list of their favorite movie for every month. And I'm willing to do more silly lists like this. Like this was already a thing, but my favorite movie for every letter of the alphabet, and maybe my favorite movie for every movie or for every year of the century. That'd be pretty cool, especially because we're at 2025. So yeah, I'll do that at some point. That's pretty much it. Why did I put Wolverine in the shark's mouth? Bad Bruce.